Hello guys, today I'm going to read this book, Woodsword Chronicles, Minecraft Woodsword's Chronicles, from Night of the Bats. So, the characters are, that one's Ash, right here where I'm pointing, that's Ash. This one's, what was her name? Here's the characters, so I'm going to read it. So there is Morgan. That's what his regular. That's when he was human, and this is when he's That's a Minecraft version of him. That's Ash. So this one's Ash right here, and let's see. So this one is Morgan with the thing on top. So this is Morgan, and here's a pack of zombies around. I think that one's Poe because he costumes. And that one is Harper, the intelligent science guy, and a science girl. And oh, this is me here. Hello. So let's read. I got this from the library book. From the library. I'm going to read chapter 1 and chapter 2. So these are, I don't know, what's, some dark monsters looking thing. I don't know. Oh, I think that's the gold, what is it? The, big thing that has hands that move up and down and protects the, villagers. I don't know. Oh, what was it? It starts with a G and, I don't know, Golem? Golem, yes, Golem. I think that's a Golem. I don't know. He does look like it. Okay, this is the prologue. Chapter 1. It's always darkest during the flashback because that's also when the zombies attack. 6 figures stood together in the fading light of day. 5 of them were classmates, friends, and rather short. Some strange recent events had them learning to work together, to be a team. But tonight, the odds they faced seemed overwhelming. The 6 figures were taller and wider than the rest. It wasn't a human. Its skin was gray, made of iron. Its eyes glowed red. The friends hoped it could protect him. Get ready, said one of them. They're coming. So these are the monsters. So right there is the creeper. If you watch how to play Minecraft and the mobs, if you watch about the mobs, you might know these. There's the creeper, skeleton, zombies, and there's another skeleton. He's holding a sword. Zombie holding a shovel, and that's the Enderman, the most powerful one. It was true. Not far away, there was a huge group of monsters, zombies and skeletons, hostile mobs. They were only just visible in the glow of the newly risen moon, and they were heading straight for those 6 figures. Chapter 1. Bats, Part 1. Are they friends, foes, or classmates? And up there, right up here, is the bat. Ash, listen carefully for her name. She didn't want to be marked absent by mistake. Even though her homeroom teacher, Miss Minerva, had acknowledged the shiny red apple that Ash had placed on her table upon arriving her class. Miss Minerva was trying to take attendance but there was a strange sound coming from the air conditioning vent. As she seated on the back of the room, Poe found it distracting. Po Chen, the teacher called. So that's Poe, and that's the teacher, I guess. Ash's friend, Poe, spun around in his wheelchair. He raised his arm like he was lining up a hoop. Poe was a master at basketball court. Everyone at school knew him for his skills as an athlete. Here, after calling a few more names, Miss Minerva said, "Harper Houston." Reading, like as always, Harper raised her hand without lifting her eyes from her textbook. Ash thought it's blurry again. Harper was brilliant. Come on. Okay, was brilliant. She was especially good in math and science. She also had a great memory. She seemed to remember everything from algebra formulas to friends' birthdays. Ash was next alphabetically. She waited for Miss Minerva to call her name, then raised her hand and made eye contact with the teacher. Miss Minerva smiled, nodded, and marked Ash down as present. Ash was new to Woodsword Middle School. Wait, this is middle school. And if you turn grade 7, you'll go to middle school. But this is not the middle school you are in. This is Woodsword Middle School, they call it. Okay, let's keep reading. She moved to town only a few weeks ago. But now that she was here, she hoped to get perfect attendance. Ash liked doing her best in all things. It was how she obtained so many Wildling Scout badges. That's a Wildling Scout badge. From the vents came another small shuffling sound, followed by metallic changing. Ash looked around. No one else seemed to have noticed. Maybe the air conditioning just got loud sometimes. "Jody McCandle," the teacher said. Ash smiled. "Oh, Jody? There is Jody. That's Jody." Jody was the first friend she made here. She was creative, fearless, and a little bit weird. Since Jody had skipped a grade, she was younger and smaller than her classmates. She was every bit as smart as the others, though Ash thought she was the best artist in the class. Jody's big brother was next in the roll call. He was obsessed with Minecraft, like Ash herself. It was one of many things they had in common. "Morgan Morcando," said Miss Minerva. "Hey, here," Morgan said. She spoke loudly, enthusiastically. The noise in the vents came back louder. It was almost as if something was reacting to the sound of his voice. There was more shuffling and a small chirp. This time, Jody noticed it too. "What was that?" She mouthed silently, and Ash gave an exaggerated shrug, as if to say no idea. It was at that moment that the door to the classroom flew open, slamming against the wall with a tremendous bang. And out comes bats. They came out of the vent. Everyone's scared. My camera's blurry. Try to focus. Focus, please. I'm trying to focus this thing. Yep, still blurry. Okay, good. Their science teacher, Doc Culpepper, stood in the doorway. "Miss Minerva," he said out of breath, "I come to warn you." Before Doc could finish her sentence, the air conditioning vents above Ash had burst open. Dozens of dark shapes flew into the classroom, squeaking and chirping, flapping and fluttering. "Are those?" said Jody. "Bats!" Ash shouted. The classroom erupted into chaos. The kids screamed. Some ducked low, while others tried to wave the bats away. Ash hid beneath her desk. She saw that Jody had done the same. This is pandemonium, said Ash. I know, Jody replied, but I kind of love it. Ash laughed despite herself. Of course, Jody would see the humor in this. Miss Minerva was swatting away bats as they swooped toward her. Fritzy hair. Everyone! Outside! She obstructed. Please hurry. But don't run. Ash very much wanted to run, but crawling worked well enough. She had to drag her backpack behind her. Most of her class was already out in the hallway when Ash had a sudden realization. They left Bear and Sweet Cheeks. Oh, if you read the first book, this is the second book to let you know. And if you know who's Bear and Sweet Cheeks, this is the first book into the game of Minecraft Woodsword Chronicles. And Bear and Sweet Cheeks is this guy, the hamster. Alright. She only hesitated for a moment before turning around, heading deeper into the class. Ash, Jody called. What are you doing? Bear and Sweet Cheeks was the class hamster. It was Ash's job, as well as Morgan's, to take care of him. She didn't think the bats would hurt him, but she didn't think it was a good idea to leave him behind. Besides, he hadn't had his morning hamster cookie yet. Once Ash had crossed the room, she quickly stood up, slung her backpack over her shoulder, and grabbed the hamster cage, thinking the whole thing would be faster than scooping the hamster out. But the cage was heavier than it looked. Let me help you, said Morgan. Ash turned to see Morgan. Had followed her back. Then she was almost smacked in the face by Morgan. Oh, okay, now she was really glad Morgan was there. With Morgan's help, the cage felt like it hardly weighed anything at all. They ducked their heads low and crossed the classroom in a matter of seconds. Miss Minerva slammed the door shut behind them. Ash smiled at Morgan. Thanks for coming back for me. He returned the smile. Thanks for remembering the Baron. I also panicked that I forgot about him. The hamster, for his part, seemed totally unbothered by the whole ordeal. Especially once Ash slipped a cookie into his cage. Minerva, I apologize, Doc said. Full of nervous energy, she paced the hall while she spoke. I wanted to warn you about the bats. It didn't occur to me that my noisy entrance would set them off. Oh, did I told you that it was Night of the Bats? I think I told you, yeah. Sorry, I just want to make sure. Let's go back. Alright. Well, dogs never stop moving. Miss Minerva always seemed patiently at rest. She put her hands on her hips, and how did you know the vents were full of bats? She asked. Was this another one of your little projects, Doc? I had nothing to do with it, Doc insisted, waving her hand for emphasis. I recognized the sounds coming from the vents this morning. I've been following the noise from class to class all the morning. Miss Minerva looked like she'd been a wholly believed science teacher. At least it's nice outside. Class, head to the bleachers. I'll be there as soon as I update the principal. What about Bear and Sweet Cheeks? Asked Morgan. Your hamster can stay with me, said Doc. It's the least I can do. She snapped her fingers as if remembering something. In fact, I wanted to speak to... That's Bear and Sweet Cheeks there. Oh, he looks cute. I think he was little. In fact, I wanted to speak to a few of your students anyway, Minerva. May I? Oh, I'm gonna put on my lap. May I borrow Ash here? And Harper Poe and the McKenna siblings. Wait, Jody has siblings. Oh no. I did not know that. Ash and Morgan shared a look. Dog had just named their entire Minecraft team. Wait, that was their Minecraft team. I did not know that either. I did not know. Oh, sorry. Sorry, because it's a very strange today. Oh no, it's blurry again. Yep, it's getting blurry. I'm trying to focus this thing. Camera issue. A few of your students here. Anyway, okay. Let's see if I can focus. Ash, okay, I think I can see it. Ash wondered if their secret was out. Did Doc knew the truth about the game, or about the message the kids had found while playing it? There was a high-pitched squeaking sound, and Ash looked over to see a small bat perch over Miss Minerva's head. The teacher didn't seem to notice. Oh no, the bat! Look, there's a bat! Ash sighed warily. Whatever Doc had in mind for them, it could be any more of a disaster than homeroom had been. She hoped. Okay, let's read chapter 2. I'm going to read chapter 1 and chapter 2. Generating, world, building, terrain. Chapter 2. It's all fun and games until someone steals your super secret VR portal technology. Morgan grinned as he and his friends entered the computer lab. This place, he thought, is where the magic happens. Maybe literally. She still wasn't clear on the magic or super science thing. All he knew was that Doc had built several pairs of virtual reality goggles. The goggles were decorated with strange glowing symbols that almost looked like words in an unfamiliar alphabet. He and his friends had discovered that the goggles allowed them to actually enter the game, Minecraft. It wasn't like real, it was real. And so cool! Minecraft was cool. Minecraft is cool. Okay. But his smile fade away when he saw that Doc Culpepper was leading them straight to the VR goggles hanging from pegs on the wall. There were 5 headsets. There were supposed to be 6. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute, the 6th one is gone. Right there, it's gone. Wasn't there another one of these? She asked, seemingly talking to herself. I could have sworn. Anyway, there's plenty of room for you, hamster here. Morgan and the others treated. Look, so my camera's moving. After their first few adventures in the game, they had realized that someone had taken their 6th pair, but they didn't know who. He and Ash slid the hamster cage onto the table. Thanks for giving Bear and Sweet Cheeks a home, Doc. Morgan knew that she admired Doc a great deal. It's a temporary solution, said Doc. We have an address this bat problem. The events gave them access to every room in the school. Jody covered her neck. They're not going to bite us and drink our blood, are they? So that's Miss That is Culpepper, right, Doc Culpepper? She's thinking. Because there's supposed to be 6 instead of 5. That's a common misconception, said Doc. Believe me, those bats are more afraid of us than we are of them. They certainly won't attack you. She tapped her chin. But still, they're wild animals. They don't belong in the school. Oh, they're just wanting an education, joked Poe. The adults will handle the bats, Doc said. She leaned against the table and crossed her arms. Finally, after school project was going, tell me, have you noticed anything strange as you've been playing Minecraft? Any signs that the goggles aren't working correctly? Morgan bit his lip. Where to begin? Whether Doc knew it or not, the goggles went far beyond any sort of virtual reality tech they've ever seen. It was amazing, but it could be scary too. So far, they managed to steer clear of hostile mobs. But Morgan knew that their luck wouldn't last. And then there was the mysterious message they found. Beware, the Evoker King. Had been written out in huge letters like the famous Hollywood sign. Oh, if you read let me turn my camera. Hi guys. If you don't know, there's also a book about. There's 6 books of these. This is the second one. So there's also the Stone Sword ones, and the first book of the Stone Sword talked about the Evoker King. He turned into stone. Right? So let's keep reading. The letters were built out of obsidian stone from one of their own chests during their first big adventure in Minecraft. Someone else was in the game, and they had no idea who it was, but it had to be the culprit who was behind the death of the 6th headset. So obviously someone else in their school knew about the goggles' power. Morgan simply shrugged. We have noticed some weird stuff, he said. But we want to put a full list together for you. We've barely done anything with them yet. You know, we've just been playing Minecraft. Doc's smiled. Very good. Oh, we'll look forward to your report. And in the meantime, I'll see what can we do about cleaning those bats from your homeroom. So these are the characters here. So right here, that is what was it? Harper, Ash, Jody. That's Morgan, and that's Poe. He has a treadmill. I mean, not a treadmill. What is that? A wheelchair. Yes. Thanks, Dr. Culpepper, said Ash. Let us know if we can help in some way. Of course, said the teacher. Oh, Ash? Oh, and Ash? Call me Doc. Would you? Dr. Culpepper was my father and my mother, also one of my grandmothers. Doc began rummaging through her boxes of electronic equipment. The kids waved farewell, but their teacher's mind was already somewhere else entirely. Doc was funny like that. She was somehow super attentive one minute and easily distracted the next. But Morgan had faith that the bat problem was as good as solved. Now that Doc was on the case. On their way to the bleachers, he said, so we're going back to computer lab after school, right? Paul sighed. I'll be late. I have basketball practice. We won't do anything too amazing without you, Jody promised. To be honest, I'm not sure we should do anything at all, Poe said. Is anyone else worried about the bats? Oh, they're harmless, Morgan said. Just picture them as Baron's sweet cheeks with wings. Now that he had said it, he couldn't stop picturing Baron's cheeks with fluffy little wings, and a top hat and a bow tie. Morgan, bringing her brother back from the world of flying hamster formal wear. Why are you giggling? That is Baron's sweet cheeks with wings and a top hat. No reason, said Morgan, snapping out of his daydream. That's the point I'm trying to make, said Poe. Bats are one of the most common mobs in Minecraft. Sure, we heard them squeaking when we were down in the mine shaft, but they aren't scary or anything. Don't you think it's strange that the bats showed up here just after we started playing the game? Poe asked. Morgan was confused. Do you think bats came out of the video game and into our school? It's a statistically improbable coincidence, Harper said. It's weird. But this whole thing is improbable, isn't it, Poe? We can go into Minecraft. Who's to say? Something else can come out. Harper tutted. That hypothesis completely ignores the law of conservation of mass. Now you're just making stuff up. You're the one who's arguing, you're the one who's making stuff up. While they argue, Morgan let his mind drift. He thought about Poe's theory. He didn't think it was very likely that the bats had somehow come to life because of the game. But he had to admit it was possible, and that was a troubling thought. Bats were one thing, it was crazy, but what if something else followed them out, like a zombie or a wither or an invoker king? Whatever that was, it did not sound friendly. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop it right now. I'm going to stop it right here. And chapter 3, it says, when adventure calls, answer. Adventure won't leave you a voicemail. And that's a castle on top. Okay, so if you want to see more, like and subscribe. And this is the second book. There are 6 books. If you want to know their Minecraft story, you should read it. All right. Bye. Bye. And that is that's Jody, putting on her camera. All right. I'm putting on her VR goggle. Sorry. I'll say okay. Now I'm gonna go. Bye.